at the end, they just kept
just kept
applauding,
going
and the
and
two
going
of us,
and
we
going.
just got all teary-eyed.
Yes.
We were like, wow, it was incredible.
Donny and Marie Osmond's partnership was one of the longest in the entertainment industry, but how it ended still baffles many. Surprisingly, neither of them ever revealed the real reason, leaving fans and the public to speculate. The media hinted at possible conflicts between them, with some pointing to a legal dispute as the cause. However, the truth behind their split has now come to light, and it's not what you might have thought. So what really led to their separation, and could they ever work together again? Join us as we reveal the truth behind the end of Donny and Marie Osmond's friendship. What happened to Donny and Marie Osmond's partnership? Donny and Marie Osmond kicked off their joint residency in Las Vegas at the Flamingo Hotel in September 2008. The initial plan was modest, just a 6-week engagement. It was made to bring back memories of their old work while giving fans a new look at their talents in today's Las Vegas. However, the response was immediate and overwhelming. The show sold out quickly, attracting large crowds far beyond expectations. For the first 2 weeks, ticket sales stayed high, and the duo realized that their stay at the Flamingo would last longer than they had thought. But something unexpected happened along the way. Fortunately, the Flamingo extended their contract multiple times because of the show's popularity, and over the next several years, the residency grew. Eventually, what began as a short-term engagement turned into an 11-year run. However, during their time at the Flamingo, Las Vegas show producer Chip Lightman filed a lawsuit against both siblings, alleging breach of contract, fraud, and defamation. The lawsuit was later settled privately, allowing the show to continue without further issues. By the time the show ended in November 2019, Donny and Marie had performed 1,730 shows, making it one of the longest-running residencies in Las Vegas at that time. Their shows became an essential part of the Strip, with performances that drew in fans. They mixed music, dance, comedy, and personal stories. The show included their old hits, but added a modern Las Vegas style. It didn't just do well, it became a popular example of family-friendly entertainment. As their time at the Flamingo came to an end, both Donny and Marie were clear in stating that their decision was not because of any tensions or conflicts. The choice to wrap up the residency came down to personal growth. Over the years, they both had developed individual aspirations and professional goals that didn't fit with performing together anymore. Donny expressed his desire to return to making solo music, particularly focusing on material that had been put on hold while working in the joint residency. He had other career opportunities that needed his attention as well. Marie, on the other hand, wanted to explore more opportunities in television. She was looking for the flexibility to pursue projects beyond the stage, including commitments in media that were more in line with her interests. Donny explained their decision in clear terms, saying there were many projects they each wanted to do on their own. Marie had her career, and he had his. They simply wanted to follow separate paths and focus on their individual goals. But then, surprising rumors surfaced after their break. Many fans were not convinced, and soon, rumors began to spread. Tabloids had long hinted at possible sibling rivalry or creative tension between Donny and Marie. So when news of their residency ending broke, speculation quickly grew. Many assumed personal conflict was behind the decision. However, Marie chose to address the rumors in an interview. She explained that while they occasionally disagreed, as most siblings do, their arguments were never anything out of the ordinary. Marie emphasized that their relationship remained strong, built on mutual respect. the idea that their professional partnership had been affected by major conflict was far from the truth. As Donny and Marie Osmond's show went on, it changed. At first, they sang duets together on stage. Over time, they started adding solo performances. Marie sang her own songs and did her own acts, while Donny did the same. This changed the show's format. Instead of being a team performance, it became more like two individual acts sharing the same stage. This change happened gradually, reflecting their personal and professional growth. Their final performance took place on November 16, 2019. It wasn't just another show, it marked the end of more than a decade of working together as performers. The atmosphere during the last part of the show was filled with emotion. Even Donny, who is known for staying calm on stage, became visibly emotional. The audience could see how much this moment meant to him. For both Donny and Marie, the last performance was more than just finishing a show, rather the end of a significant part of their careers. The siblings shared a heartfelt moment, showing the deep bond they had developed over the years. Donny later referred to the end of the residency as the end of an era. For someone who had been in the public eye since childhood, the comment held a lot of meaning. It was a reflection on the passage of time and the conclusion of a specific phase in their careers. Donny and Marie grew up performing and became famous entertainers. They found success as a duo, and their shows at the Flamingo Hotel became a big part of their careers. After the residency, Donny and Marie quickly moved on to new projects, making it clear that they weren't retiring. Donny began his own solo residency at Harrah's Las Vegas, where he performed a mix of songs from his long career, including his early hits and newer material. Meanwhile, Marie changed her focus to television. She joined The Talk as a co-host.
No, I have great respect for Sharon. I think she's phenomenal. Of course, she's the queen. And she's just, I love women that are brilliant. And
marking a new chapter in her career and a move toward different types of media work. Both siblings had spent over a decade performing together, but they were now focused on their individual careers. Although their professional paths diverged, Donny and Marie were quick to clarify that their personal relationship had not changed. They remained close, and their bond as siblings remained strong. Donny had said, "It's not the end of Donny and Marie." Both Donny and Marie acknowledged that the entertainment industry had changed during their residency. The type of variety show that had made them famous was no longer as popular. The rise of streaming services, reality TV, and solo headliners had changed the industry. Donny, in particular, spoke about how the format that had worked for them in the past wasn't as relevant anymore. But he didn't see this shift as something negative. Instead, he understood that staying relevant required adapting to the changing entertainment industry. Looking back on their time together in Las Vegas, both Donny and Marie expressed pride in what they had achieved. Their residency brought together fans of all ages. Both old and new fans enjoyed their performances, and the siblings appreciated the value of working together. They realized that their collaboration had helped them grow as performers. Even after the residency ended, neither Donny nor Marie ruled out future work together. They didn't announce any upcoming joint projects, but they also didn't close the door on the possibility. Both hinted that if the right project came along, they would be open to working together again, but only if it made sense. This left the door open for more collaborations, while respecting their individual careers. But many people often overlooked the fact that Donny and Marie were siblings who had been performing together long before their Las Vegas residency. Their journey as entertainers began when they were just children, long before the spotlight of Vegas. So, what were their careers like before the residency? And how did these siblings manage to capture the world's attention at such a young age? Stay tuned for the surprising story behind their early rise to fame. How Donny and Marie Osmond began their career. Donny and Marie Osmond's impressive career cannot be discussed without first talking about their background, because their early life played a big role in shaping who they became. They were born into a large Mormon family in Ogden, Utah, where music was a big part of daily life. Their parents believed in faith, family, and hard work. These values were taught early, and they helped Donny and Marie stay grounded when fame came. Donny Osmond was born on December 9, 1957, as the seventh son in the Osmond family. His older brothers Alan, Wayne, Merrill, and Jay were already singing together by the time Donny was born. The boys often performed at local events and church gatherings. Donny grew up in this world of practice and performance. He watched his brothers sing, rehearse, and perform, and it felt natural for him to join in. His childhood was filled with music, and that gave him a strong start in entertainment. Marie Osmond was born just under 2 years later, on October 13, 1959. She was the only girl in the family, which made her experience a little different. Her mother, Olive, spent a lot of time helping her develop confidence and musical skills. Marie didn't start performing as young as Donny, but she listened and learned by watching her brothers. Being surrounded by performers helped her understand what it took to succeed, and she slowly started finding her own place in music. The older Osmond brothers helped build the road that Donny and Marie would later walk. In the late 1960s, Alan, Wayne, Merrill, and Jay started gaining attention outside of Utah. Their big break came when they started opening for famous acts like the Jackson 5. They also made regular appearances on national TV. These early wins helped the family grow in fame, and it showed the younger siblings, like Donny and Marie, what was possible if they worked hard and stayed focused. Donny joined his brothers on stage when he was only 5 years old. He was very young, but his smile and voice made him stand out. In 1963, Donny was given the chance to sing solo, even though he was still just a child. He performed with confidence, and the audience loved him. This early experience helped him grow fast as a performer. By the time he sang lead on songs like One Bad Apple, he was already used to being in the spotlight and handling pressure. Marie's path into music came a little later. She started recording songs when she was 13, working with the MGM label. Her early songs didn't become big hits, but she didn't stop. She kept taking singing lessons and practicing. Even though the attention was mostly on her brothers at the time, Marie stayed focused. She believed in her talent and worked quietly to improve. These early steps built the base for the success that would come a few years later. In 1970, Donny had his big moment when One Bad Apple became a hit. The song was recorded with his brothers, but Donny sang lead vocals, and his voice stood out. The song went to #1 on the Billboard chart, and it made Donny a star. He wasn't just part of a group anymore, he was someone fans noticed on his own. His image as a friendly teenager helped him become a favorite among young fans, especially girls. Then came a turning point that would shift the spotlight, this time, to Marie. Marie's big moment came in 1973 with the song Paper Roses. It was a country song, and it reached #1 on the country charts and #5 on the pop charts. This was a big deal for Marie because it proved she could succeed on her own. The song showed that she had her own style, different from her brothers. It also made her the youngest female artist at the time to have a #1 hit on the country chart, which helped her get more respect in the music world. While Donny and Marie were finding success as solo performers, their family continued to grow in fame through television. In the early 1970s, the Osmonds had their own variety show called The Osmonds. It ran from 1972 to 1973 and featured the whole family. This show helped Donny and Marie become even more popular. It gave them a chance to sing, act, and talk to audiences every week. It also showed their personalities, not just their voices. This made people feel closer to them. After her first hit, Marie decided to stay with country music. It was a smart move. She continued releasing songs that did well on the country charts. She also made appearances on big country music stages like the Grand Ole Opry. Marie became known not just as a pop singer, but as a country artist. This gave her a stronger position in the music industry, especially with fans who liked songs about real life and emotions. Donny, on the other hand, continued to rise as a teen idol during the 1970s. He released more solo albums, including hits like Puppy Love, which became very popular. He appeared on magazine covers and became a regular face on TV. Fans followed him everywhere. His clean image and polite manners made him a role model for many young people. But he also kept working hard, never letting his fame make him lazy. In 1976, Donny and Marie took their careers one step further by launching their own show, Donny and Marie. The variety show was a mix of music, comedy, and special guests. It gave both of them a chance to perform every week and show more of who they were. The show was a big success and ran for 3 years. People loved their brother-sister bond and their fun energy. It also helped them become even more famous as a pair, not just as solo stars. When the show ended in 1979, Donny and Marie started focusing more on their own careers again. Donny explored new types of music and began acting in films and stage shows. He didn't want to be seen only as a teen star, so he looked for ways to grow. Marie also took on more acting roles and started hosting TV programs. She proved she could do more than just sing. Both siblings showed that they had many talents, and they continued to work on different projects. Even though they were working on their own, people still thought of them as a team. Their time on TV and in music had built a strong image of Donny and Marie together. Over the years, they reunited for special events, concerts, and TV appearances. Surprisingly, they didn't disappear after the 1980s. Both Donny and Marie stayed active in the entertainment world. Donny performed in musicals like Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, which brought him new fans. Marie worked as a talk show host and appeared in several TV films. They found ways to stay relevant by trying new things and staying true to their work ethic. They were no longer the young stars of the 70s, but they kept earning respect. Their Las Vegas residency, which started in the 2000s, brought them back into the spotlight together. Despite their success, both faced personal challenges that shaped who they are today. Let's take a quick look at the struggles behind the spotlight. Donny and Marie Osmond's personal challenges. Donny and Marie Osmond's challenges began early, shaped by expectations they were born into. They were raised in a strict Mormon home in Utah, part of a large family already in show business. From a young age, they were told to always look and act a certain way. Their family had a good image, and they had to protect it. This pressure never left them. Even as children, they had to be role models. Even when their careers took off, the pressure did not go away. In fact, it grew stronger. Marie began to struggle with body image when she was still a teenager. People in the industry, and even those close to her, made comments about her weight. At one point, she was told she was an embarrassment to the Osmond name. She started to believe it. It led to years of unhealthy eating and deep shame. Donny, too, felt insecure, though he didn't talk about it as much. He always felt like he had to perform perfectly. Their personal lives soon faced pressure, too. Marie married Stephen Craig in 1982 and had her first son. But the marriage didn't last. They divorced in 1985. The public saw it happen, and it caused a lot of pain. In her religion, divorce is strongly discouraged. This made the breakup not just a personal problem, but also a spiritual one. She felt like she had failed on many levels. She married again the following year. In 1986, she married Brian Blosill. They had children together, both by birth and adoption. But even as her family grew, she faced new emotional struggles. After giving birth, Marie began to experience postpartum depression. At the time, few people talked about it. She felt sad and lost and didn't understand why. Later, she opened up about being hospitalized and thinking about suicide. This happened in the late 1990s. Her choice to speak about it was rare, especially in her circle, but she knew it was important. She wanted others to know they weren't alone, even if it meant sharing her own pain. Donny also faced a quiet struggle. He looked confident on stage, but behind the scenes, he dealt with panic attacks. Before many performances, he felt waves of fear and worry. He tried to hide it, even from those close to him. For someone who had been trained to always smile and stay strong, these feelings were hard to accept. But they kept happening. He later admitted that the stress of being in the spotlight made it hard to enjoy his work. The fear of not being good enough followed him everywhere. For years, he battled these feelings alone. Being parents brought both joy and new worries. Marie's son Michael had serious problems with depression and substance use. Helping him while working full-time left her emotionally drained. Donny had children who needed extra care due to different health and behavior problems. Balancing family life with work was never easy. Fame didn't make parenting easier. It made everything more public, and sometimes more painful. Both Donny and Marie had to make tough choices. In 2005, Marie went through another hard moment. Her house in Utah burned down because of an electrical problem. Though no one was hurt, she lost many personal items and family memories. The fire came during a time when she was already feeling stressed. Losing her home was more than just a material loss. It felt like part of her life had disappeared. At the same time, Donny was going through his own struggles. He revealed that one of his sons had problems with addiction. It was one of the hardest things he had ever faced. Watching his child suffer was heartbreaking. The road to recovery was long and filled with worry. He and his family worked hard to support his son through it all. Donny said that this time in his life changed him. It was a painful journey, but it also brought the family closer. But nothing compared to what happened in 2010. Marie's son Michael died by suicide. He was just 18 years old. He had been struggling with mental illness for a long time. He jumped from a building in Los Angeles. This loss changed everything. It was the most painful moment in Marie's life. She didn't try to hide her grief. She talked about it openly and became a voice for mental health. Her pain helped others feel less alone. She wanted people to understand how serious depression could be and how important it was to listen and support each other. Her marriage to Brian Blosel ended in 2007. After raising 8 children together, they decided to separate. Marie said they were no longer happy together. It was a quiet end to a long relationship. In 2011, something unexpected happened. She remarried her first husband, Stephen Craig. After everything they had been through, they found their way back to each other. Their second marriage was a way to rebuild what had been lost. It didn't erase the past, but it gave her a new start. Donny's marriage had its own path. He married Debbie Glenn in 1978, and they stayed together. Their relationship faced many challenges. He spent much of his time traveling and performing. Debbie stayed out of the spotlight, which sometimes made things harder. Donny has said that they had to work hard to keep their relationship strong. It wasn't always easy. He had to make sacrifices in his career and personal life. But they stayed together. Today, both Donny and Marie are living quieter lives. Marie focuses on her family, her charity work, and talks more about mental health. She is still married to Stephen Craig and often speaks about love, loss, and healing. Donny still performs from time to time but spends more time writing and being with his family. He has been married to Debbie for over 40 years. They both think more now about what really matters. After all the years of stress and pressure, they are more open about the things they used to keep hidden. They are older, more open, and more at peace with who they are. Their story is not just about fame. It's about facing pain, learning from it, and finding a way forward. What do you think about Donny and Marie Osmond's time together and their eventual separation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, click on the next video on your screen. You won't want to miss it.